ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. So after a long interval, we are resuming our sessions. So I'll be speaking in English mainly because I'm compiling a book on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Uh, Actually, I'm compiling a book on Lord Jagannath and having vision of Lord, means taking vision of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually used to adore Lord Jagannath. So that's the entire concept of my presentation. Uh, So basically, why it is important, because so many people are coming to Jagannath Puri, but very few of them are actually aware that what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood for Lord Jagannath. Yesterday we were discussing this, and in West, when I was giving certain presentation in Bhaktivedanta Manor in London, I gave a presentation. In Cambridge, I gave a presentation. In Wales, I gave a seminar. In America, a few places I gave this seminar. So everybody was excited. They want to know more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta, the Gaudiya Vaishnava theology, and they wanted to know more about the intimate, what we call the intricacies of Lord Krishna and his relationship with Srimati Radharani and all those concepts. So therefore, I thought that whatever we have learned, so I'll try to compile kind of a, I would not say it's a book, it's a kind of a thesis. So, writing a book is a very difficult task, naturally, because we don't have that much amount of patience. But what can be done is the sessions can be recorded and then it can be transcribed and edited as per the requirement. Another thing is that it was my great fortune that I have been given this opportunity to serve in Bhubaneswar, because Bhubaneswar is a very special place. Like many times I have quoted this, multiple times I have quoted this, that Bhubaneswar is a very special place. Reason being, first of all, it is close to Jagannath Puri. Second, uh, Srila Prabhupada stayed here for 17 days. He completed the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and started to write the commentary on the 10th canto. There is a verse in Padma Puran and the different scriptures that the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, the 12 cantos, are considered to be the different limbs of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is none other than it's the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna himself is appearing as Srimad Bhagavatam. So the first two cantos are considered to be his lotus feet. Third and fourth cantos are considered to be his uh, thighs, legs and thighs. Fifth canto is his abdomen. Sixth canto is his chest. Seventh and eighth cantos are his arms. Ninth canto is his neck. 10th canto is his face. 11th canto is his forehead. And 12th canto is head. So that means the Srimad Bhagavatam is the embodiment of Lord Krishna himself. So having Srimad Bhagavatam at our place means we are personally having the association of Lord Krishna. There's a verse. I think we should, in which verse it is said that Srimad Bhagavatam 12 cantos are mm, body parts of Lord Krishna. There are many verses actually. So I don't know. I'm looking for that verse maybe. Here. So I don't know if this. Yeah, maybe the. So maybe we'll find out the verse. This. So this is very important to understand. So 10th canto is the face of Lord Krishna, and yeah, this is the shloka. Like we can recite this verse. पादौ यदीयौ प्रथमा द्वितीयौ तृतीया तुरयौ कथितौ यदुरु नाभिस्तथा पंचम एव षष्ठो भुजान्तरं दोर्युगलं तथन्यो कंठस्तु राजन्नवमो यदीयो मुखारविन्दं दशमा प्रफुल्लम् एकादशो यस्य ललाटपट्टम् शिरोऽपि तु द्वादश एव भाति तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानम् तमालवर्णं स्वितावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुम् भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम् So bhajamahe bhagavataha swarupam. So this is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the embodiment of Lord Krishna, and Mukharavindam Dashama Prapullam. Prapulla means happy. Prapulla. So this Mukharavindam, the 10th canto is considered to be the Mukharavinda, the lotus-like face of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So why Bhubaneswar is a special place? Because naturally Los Angeles is also a special place because Srila Prabhupada has written Krishna book in Los Angeles. Somebody told that Srila Prabhupada wrote it in Manor anyways. So Bhubaneswar is also a special place because Prabhupada is as if he is unveiling the face of Lord Krishna. You know unveiling? You know this word? Unveiling. Veil means parda. Unveiling. Uncovering. So Srila Prabhupada is unveiling the face of Lord Krishna here in this auspicious place of Bhubaneswar. So therefore this is a special place naturally. Actually, until we know the glories of that place, we cannot develop love for that place. And unless and until we develop love for that place, we cannot sustain there for so long. Okay. For example, my spiritual master sent me to Bhubaneswar. So His Holiness Bhakti Prem Maharaj told me that see, because you have been instructed to go to Bhubaneswar, make sure that you love that place. Make sure you love the devotees. Make sure you love the temple. Sometimes we see in ISKCON it happens. For example, I came from Ujjain. So because I have come here to Bhubaneswar, and specifically my spiritual master told me now you forget about Ujjain. You focus on Bhubaneswar. So that was his personal instruction to me. So, but sometimes it happens that devotee goes to some other place, they stay at certain place, but their consciousness is completely, because I'm connected from somewhere and somewhere. So, always our mind is there and there. We don't, we sometimes we are not able to appreciate the local devotees. It has happens in multiple places. I've seen many places. People become miserable. Miserable in what sense? because the devotees, those who are close to you, we cannot take their advantage, and we are always in a what we call fantasy of some other place. Instead, our mindset should be that wherever my spiritual master will send me, I should go there and I should try to appreciate that place. In fact, not just like that. When I have made this personal rule that whenever I travel, so whichever place I travel, I try to find out who are the exalted devotees here and what I can learn from them. How's the culture there? So this is how we actually enrich ourselves. So anyway, so it was my great fortune that I have been given this opportunity to serve here in Bhubaneswar. And Bhubaneswar is a place where Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj enacted his pastimes. Now, who is Gaur Govind Maharaj and what is his contribution? That is kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode. This is a very basic, simple etiquette. So, who is Gaur Govind Maharaj? You can see his image here. And what is his contribution in ISKCON? Because unless we understand uh, his contribution, will not be able to actually get into the theme that we are uh, trying to uncover. So Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He was born and brought up in Odisha in a traditional Vaishnava family, and he left his home in Ram Navami 1974 in search of a spiritual master. He traveled across India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from east to west, looking for a spiritual master, but he could not find any. Whoever he was meeting, they were mostly impersonalists, Mayavadis, and his heart was not satisfied. He had certain points in his mind because Gaurav Maharaj was a personality who was reading Srimad Bhagavatam right from his childhood, who had almost memorized each and every verse of Bhagavad Gita right from his childhood, and he was lecturing on Chaitanya Charitamrita right from his childhood. So, very exalted personality, and his he was looking for a spiritual master. He was looking for a spiritual organization, uh, an organization which has Harinam, Hare Krishna Mahamantra as its focus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as its focus, Srimad Bhagavatam as its focus. So that was clear cut, what we call criteria in his mind. So wherever he was going, he was only finding impersonalists. But then, while Krishna inspired from within his heart that why don't you go to Vrindavan and at least try for Vrindavan is land of Krishna. Maybe you'll get a spiritual master there. So when Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj was roaming around in Vrindavan, he came across a construction site, and on a banner it was written International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Founder Acharya is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And he saw a few Western devotees in shaved heads with tilak on their forehead and wearing saffron robes. He became quite amazed that how can Westerners be having this kind of attire and this kind of hairstyle, and they were chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So he became quite inspired and impressed to meet them. And fortunately, Srila Prabhupada was personally present there at that time. And when Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he was a grihastha. He had I guess 4 children. I don't remember exactly. You must have seen his son. Temple, you have seen him. Sometime he used to come. Huh? His son, I have seen his son and daughter. His son looks exactly like that of Maharaj only. So I guess he had 6 children. I'm not sure. Seven children? Yes, 7 children. I don't know. I don't know exactly. I have met. Yeah, I was about to say. Somebody asked him, so Swamiji, how many times you had sex? He said 7 times. For getting 7 children. That's it. Never utilize his genitals for sense gratification. So that was his exalted. He is an exalted person, no doubt. So And so Gaur Govind, so he left his home. He was a school teacher in Jagat Singhpur. Jagat Singhpur is also in Athgad. He was a school teacher. You know Athgad, Baki Athgad. On the way to Anugul, you'll find Dhenkanal. Before Dhenkanal, Banki in Athgad. So he was a school teacher in Athgad. He was an English teacher, and when he left his home, he wore some kind of saffron robes, and he took his name Gaur Gopalananda. That name he took it. And when he met Srila Prabhupada, he actually wanted to meet Srila Prabhupada, but his disciples said that our founder Acharya must be busy. So he said, I want to meet him. So they thought that some kind of Mayavadi has come, so we cannot allow you to meet him. Whatever, we can have at least have this kind of drama, okay? We can at least. So he requested that I have come for so far and looking for Guru. So please kindly make some arrangement for me to meet your founder Acharya. By the time Srila Prabhupada was taking rest in his room, and he said, who has come? And immediately he said, get that person in. And when Gaur Gopalananda met Prabhupada, offered obeisances. So what was there in his mind? That I want to take sannyas. That was there in his mind. And how it actually inspired in his mind. So there is a book called Vrindavan 1975. The name of book is, it's a kind of small booklet I have in my library. The name of book is Vrindavan 1975. So it's about Maharaj's journey, how he met Srila Prabhupada. So he was reading Ramcharitmanas, and at certain point he found that when Lord Ramachandra was instructed by Kekai that you must immediately leave your palace and go to forest, so Lord Ramchandra became very jubilant, very happy. When he was given that, it was declared that you will become prince tomorrow, you will be coronated as king tomorrow. So he became morose. But when Kaikai said that you're going to forest tomorrow, he became very jubilant because I'll now have an opportunity to associate with sadhus. So when Maharaj read that particular kind of that particular section from Ramcharitmanas, and he decided that this is the indication that I must immediately leave home and aspire for spiritual life. It's a long history, but Maharaj left his home in search of Guru and finally found Srila Prabhupada, and wrote there within his mind and heart that I want to take sannyas. The first meeting, Prabhupada said, have you taken sannyas? So, no. So I'll give you sannyas. So he could understand that in the first meeting itself, Prabhupada could understand his heart. And because he got a back to Hogarted magazine, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, Bhagavatam was there, Hare Krishna Mahamantra was there. So his criteria got fulfilled. And he immediately aspired for initiation from Srila Prabhupada. So that was his initial introduction to ISKCON. But Srila Prabhupada time and time again said that he is not a new devotee. He is devotee from, he's from previous births. He's a associate of Supreme Lord. So what is Gaura Govinda Maharaj's contribution in our society? Sometimes if you'll attend glorification sessions, in ISKCON we have this tradition of Vyas Puja and Tirobhav Utsav. 2 days, 3 days back we attended Tirobhav Utsav of Sri Srimad Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So they cooked a very nice feast. At least 70-80 items we got to taste. Tirobhav Utsav, it's also Utsav. So it was a glorification. So we glorified Maharaj. So in ISKCON there are 2 occasions. One is Vyasa Puja, that means it's the appearance day of the spiritual master, and Tirobhav Utsav is the disappearance day of the spiritual master. And in both the occasions, we take the advantage of glorifying the spiritual master. Especially disciples and the God brothers, they share their realizations with that personality. So Gaur Govind Maharaj's glorification, whenever there is Tirobhav or there is a glorification, Vyas Puja, so they used to glorify that Maharaj built a temple in Bhubaneswar and it was complete jungle and there were snakes and scorpions and Prabhupada instructed him to go to Bhubaneswar and preach. It was a very difficult time for him. He on cycle he used to go out for collection, and that was the history. That is the history. So most of the devotees they glorify Maharaj on those terms. What I consider sometimes that constructing a temple is a glorification, especially in a difficult place like Odisha. Odisha is still a difficult place, for, especially for ISKCON. Each and every day we are, you know, every day new news. You must have observed Rath Yatra issues and this issues and that every day that is there. Prabhupada, Govind Maharaj used to write to Prabhupada that Odisha is a very poor state. We don't have any, we don't get money here for construction. These letters are there, still it is there. There is a book, My Revered Spiritual Master. If you see that book, the back page of those books, these letters are there. Govind Maharaj used to write it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, once he said that Prabhupada kindly send me some manpower and money. So Prabhupada replied back that I went to America without manpower, without money. Only Krishna was there with me. And similarly, Krishna is there with you also. Now you continue. so, and some few occasions, Prabhupada actually sent few devotees here to help Maharaj, but the situation was too austere actually, especially for the Western devotees. It's too austere, too hot first of all, and then again it was financially drained out, too difficult. But Maharaj persisted and somehow he completed this temple. So many years it took. 1977, Prabhupada led the cornerstone. 1992, temple got constructed. So lot of time. So of course that's the glorification of Maharaj. But what I consider sometimes that even bigger glorification of Maharaj is he has actually revealed the Prayojana Tattva. That is the most important thing, most important contribution of Srimad Gauragovind Maharaj in our movement. What is Prayojana Tattva? You heard this word, Prayojana? Not heard? You heard this term? There are three words, Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojana. Many times we have discussed this. Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojana. There are three words. Sambandha means our relationship with Krishna. Who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What is my relationship with this material world? What is my relationship with other living entities? And why am I suffering here in this material world? So all these concepts are being discussed under the title called Sambandha. And it is said Guru imparts the Sambandha Gyan. The first duty of the Guru is to impart Sambandha Gyan, who you are. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he when Sanatan Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what was the first question he asked? Kyami Kene Amar. And this drama is also very important. We should do this drama. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik, when they met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Ramkeli, so the question, this was the conversation that Sanatan Goswami asked. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can recite these verses. तबे सनातन प्रभुर चरणे धरिया दैन्य विनती करे दंते तृणालया So putting a straw in his mouth, it's a sign of a humility. Sign of humility, putting straw in the mouth. How is it a sign of humility? Huh? So why putting blade of grass in mouth? Yes, because putting straw in mouth means I am lower than an animal. I am just like an animal. You are my master. I am just like an animal. So that's the sign of humility. There are two signs of humility. Generally, external signs of humility. One is to put straw in his mouth and going down. Another is to put a gamcha, uttari. Uttari. Who puts uttari like this? Now it has become a status symbol. Putting uttari like this. You've seen Akshapatra people? So nicely decorated, bordered uttari. But that's not the purpose of uttari. Oh my God, it's being recorded. Extremely sorry. Have you seen Akshapatra people? So nicely bordered uttari. Who puts uttari like this? Who actually puts uttari? Servant. Rama Kaku, okay? Ramu Kaka. They put like this and clean. So that's the sign of humility. So it's not a sign of a, it's not a kind of a dress code. Putting uttari means I am a Ramu Kaka and I have this uttari ready. And there is a verse I forgot. Bhakti Maharaj used to tell, that song. Bhakti Thakur has written a song. And he said that क्या बोलते हैं इसको? क्या बोलते हैं इसको हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? What we call it this उत्तरी क्या बोलते हैं? क्या? I forgot. A servant puts this anyway. Angavastra, something, not gamcha, something they call. So in Vaishnava song it is Bhakti Thakur has written, I am a servant with that gamcha or this what do you call, and I'll serve my master. I will find out that. So this is the what we call a sign of humility. And what he said, नीच जाति नीच संगी पतित अधम कुविषय कूपे पड़ी गोआइनु जन्म. So नीच जाति नीच संगी and patita adhama. I'm born in a low family. They were actually not born in low family. They were born in a very high class Brahmin families. But because they were associating with low class men, so we were considering that we are also low class. नीच जाति नीच संगी and patita adhama ku vishaya kupe padi goainu janama. I myself am fallen in the lowest of men. Indeed, I have passed my whole life fallen in well of sinful materialism. So that is how he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. आपनार हित हित किछु न जानी ग्राम व्यवहारे पंडित ताई सत्य मानी. So आपनार हित अहित किछु न जानी. Gramya Vyavar, people in ordinary dealing, people consider me Pandit. Oh, you are such a learned scholar. But in reality, Apnar hit ahit kichu nahi jani. But in reality, I do not know that what is beneficial for me or what is detrimental to me. So, कृपा करी यदि मोरे करिया क्षुद्धार आपन कृपा ते कह कर्तव्य हमार. So out of your causeless mercy you have delivered me from materialistic path. Now by the same causeless mercy please tell what my duty is. के आमी केने आमाय जारे तापत्रय इहा नाही जानी के मने हित हय. So who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? If I do not know this, how can I be benefited? So what's my existence? I don't know who am I. What's the goal of my life? साध्य साधन तत्व पूछिते न जानी, कृपा करी सब तत्व कहत आपनी. So actually I do not know how to inquire about goal of life, the process of obtaining it. Being merciful upon me, please explain all this to me. So that means I don't think this is not the conversation that took place in Ramkeli. This was separately when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami. This was being discussed. So this is the ideal conversation between spiritual master and a disciple, where disciple inquires that who am I, what is the goal of my life, why I have been put into threefold miseries, and how can I come out of it, what's the sadhya goal, and what's the sadhan, how to achieve it. So these are the ideal conversation between spiritual master and a disciple. So this is called sambandha gyan. So sambandha means the knowledge of relationship. 99.99% spiritual organization. Yesterday I was seeing a reel. He said that so I was following Isha Foundation. A person was telling, young boy, I guess a teenager, maybe college student. And then I followed it for 2 years. Then I was exploring. Then I explored ISKCON. Then I followed ISKCON for 2 years. And now I'm back to Isha Foundation because I could not find out myself in ISKCON. So I again came back to the path shown. The school of Isha means this particular school of philosophy. So that is how he was telling. And then there were so many comments in the comment box. I means anyway, so that was not the. But the point is, if somebody goes into any school of philosophy, the first question one must ask is, what is your philosophy? And what is your philosophy means what? Who am I? Who is supreme? What is my relationship with supreme? Why am I being thrown into this miserable world? What's the goal of my life and how to achieve it? So that's the initial question we must start. And 99.99% people, they don't know this particular what we call aspect. They follow certain school of philosophy, they follow certain spiritual procedure, but they are unaware about the sambandha gyan. 99.9, and therefore multiple times I have said we must go out, go to different schools of philosophy, different spiritual organization. We should try to find it out. What is your philosophy? What is the sambandh gyan that you are imparting? People don't know sambandh gyan. Our discussion starts with who am I? Mr. Acharya Pacific in IIT gave a presentation. Who all attended? Who all attended? Aditya attended. Who is that? For 1 hour he spoke. Self is everything. I went to Puri. Then next what? I'll come back from Puri. Is it not? 1 hour, self is everything. Next hour, self doesn't exist at all. So he's so confused. And people were, some professor said, "Oh, I'm the fan of this personality. He's the original, authentic philosopher in contemporary world." So why? Because you may speak hundreds of things, but the first thing is sambandha gyan. And hardly anyone talks about sambandha gyan. But Shastra actually, they start the discussion from sambandha gyan. Bhagavad Gita starts the discussion from sambandha gyan. Without sambandha gyan, entire philosophy is a bluff. Entire concept is a bluff. People don't know who you are. Who am I? If we don't know that, Then what so that if you don't know who you are, you even don't know what is your goal. And then if you don't know the goal, then where is the question of how to achieve it? Then what you are pursuing? I am meditating. So on what you are meditating? It gives me peace. What kind of peace? Somebody said Donald Trump is after peace. A piece of Venezuela, a piece of Iran. A piece of Colombia. He's after peace. It was his New Year resolution that I want peace. So I want peace of. The point is, there is no worth in talking about big things when the small things are not clear. And the first step is not clear. I want peace. I want what we call, they use the word salvation. But what exactly is salvation? If you don't know who you are, and if you don't know what the goal is, then what's the point in salvation? What's salvation? If you don't know what exactly you want to, somebody told, again I was taking a realization. It was said that the biggest way of, uh, the best way of uh, defeating your enemy is to keep them confused about your next move. And the best way to keep them confused about your next move is you yourself remain confused about your next move. So when you yourself are confused about your next move, then naturally your enemy will also be confused about your next move, and as a result, you'll win the war. And then I said, hey, and who said this word? So he said, Prophet Trump. So they made an image with Trump with, oh, what we call armor and what we call kind of a crown, not crown, they call it. Something like that. So that means everything is hodgepodge. They don't understand. People don't understand. People don't want to go deeper into the only what we call superficial and sentimental. I just feel good. It's a whole entire spiritual industry is going on the concept of feel good. That's it. Only feel good because they don't want to understand Sambandha Gyan. So Sambandha Gyan, Prabhupada books is actually presenting us. It's presenting. This is called Sambandha, and then Prayojana is the goal. What exactly? Sambandha means who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What is my relationship with this material world? Why am I suffering in this material world? How to come out of all those sufferings? So these all concepts come under the banner of Sambandha Gyan. And then what's my goal? It's called Prayojana. And how to achieve that goal? It's called Abhideya. So anyone who comes to ISKCON, very first day we get to know Sambandha Gyan. Same day we get to know Abhideya, and same day we get to know Prayojana. What is Sambandha Gyan? Who we are? Who we are? We are soul. Your soul, sure. And what's your connection with God? With God, like pregnancy है. हाँ. कब से? Super soul होता है. हाँ. ठीक है. हमारी ड्यूटी क्या है? हमारी ड्यूटी है कि like हम name chant करें. क्यों? That's only a way कि हमारा कार्य better में. ये करना उद्देश्य है. करना उद्देश्य नहीं है मतलब. Why I am part and parcel of Krishna? Is it not? This is what Bhagavad Gita says. Are you convinced? Not convinced? I am part and parcel of Super Soul. You are convinced? I am part and parcel of Lord Krishna. I am convinced. Yes, then? तब एक क्वेश्चन है कि क्यों करना चाहते हैं? हाँ, बताओ. हमें नेम चैंट इसलिए करना चाहिए बिकॉज़ उससे कोई हमें पीस मिलेगा. और लाइक Fine, but why? Where's the missing link? Once I met a student. Presently, he's not practicing Krishna consciousness. He's in between. He's stagnant. Few months back, he again came back to his constitutional position. Prabhuji, from today, I'll get back. I got disconnected for some time. After 3 months, again he got disconnected. 2 3 days again, I wrote a message to him. Again, you disappeared. No response. Maybe after 1 2 months, again he'll come back. Anyway, it goes on. But when he came to meet me, when he was in 11th standard, I guess, I was distributing book in temple. So I showed him copy of Bhagavad Gita. He said, I already have a Bhagavad Gita and I have read it. I said, you really have read it? So then I'll ask some questions. I said, yes. I asked him the first question. Who we are? He said, we are soul, part and parcel of Krishna. I said, who is Krishna? He said, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what is our duty? Our duty is to serve him. I said, yes, you understood Bhagavad Gita. At least theoretically it was clear. First interaction. He got Bhagavad Gita in Delhi. He had some problem with his leg, some kind of injury. So he was bedridden for some time. And then at that time he got a copy of Bhagavad Gita, and during his days of being bedridden, he was reading it. And he was not just reading, he actually got good insights and he became convinced. So anyone who comes to ISKCON, the very first day we tell him that you are not this body, you are soul. And soul is the part and parcel of God, Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, he is God. And why do we need to serve him? Why do we need to chant his name, or why do we need to serve? Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Just like this hand is part and parcel of this body, the duty of the healthy position of the hand is to serve the body. If this hand is not serving the body, that means the hand is in disease situation. So for this hand to serve the body is natural. This is my laptop, so it is the duty of this laptop to serve me, because it is mine. In case if it will not serve me, if it is not serving me, then what? So what is the value of its existence? Zero. So my existence has certain value, because just like this laptop has, the existence of this laptop has certain value only when it is serving me, because it is mine. Now let us put ourselves in this position of a laptop and Krishna here. So we are existing, our existence has a value only when we are serving Krishna. And when we are not serving Krishna, our existence is useless, actually, practically non-existent. Now for soul, there is no concept of non-existent. Soul is always existing. But the point is, the diseased condition of soul is not serving Krishna. And the healthy condition of soul is serving Krishna. And why are we chanting? From getting transformed from diseased condition to healthy condition. At least we have got to know that our duty is to serve Krishna. But unfortunately, because we are in a diseased condition, so we are not able to serve him as of now. So this chanting is actually helping us to bring us back to the healthy condition of life. That's it. Now you could relate. So this is called Sambandha Gyan, and Prayojana is to serve Krishna, and Abhidya is the process by which we can serve him, by which we can revive our consciousness to serve him. So this is called Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojana. As simple as this. If somebody is playing cricket, so he must know the Sambandha Gyan. In which team I am playing? Am I a batsman, or am I a bowler, or am I a wicket keeper? So this is called Sambandha. If I am a batsman playing in certain team, so my duty is to make runs. And how to make runs? So there is a process. Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojana. Nothing moves without Sambandha, Abhidya and Prayojana. I am working in a company. What is my relationship with this company? Am I a manager, or am I a chaprasi? Who am I? This is my Sambandha Gyan. My goal is to get salary at the end of the month. And how I'll do it? What's my job description? Avideya. What I need to do to ultimately achieve the perfection of my job, that is salary at the end of the month. Sambandha, Avideya and Prayojana. So, although Srila Prabhupada in his books has mentioned Sambandha elaborately, Abhideya and Prayojana, but he has mostly emphasized on Sambandha, if you'll see deeply. Although he has covered all the points in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's filled with Prayojana Tattva. But it's your time to go and get. You can go. I'll end in 5 minutes. You can go. So Prabhupada has, what I feel is, in most of the lectures of Srila Prabhupada, in most of the books of Prabhupada, although Prabhupada has covered Sambandha with Prayojana, all three concepts, but he has put lot of energy for us to understand Sambandha. Because by nature we are very forgetful, we are always forgetful, we forget our Sambandha. Therefore, in any lecture you open, Prabhupada is talking about you are not this body, your soul, you are part of Krishna, you are suffering because you have got disconnected from Krishna, your duty is to serve Krishna, your duty is to love him. Each and every lecture Prabhupada is many times happened Prabhupada in festival lecture, in Radha Ashtami lecture, in Janmashtami lecture, Prabhupada is again talking same thing, you are not this body, your soul. Somebody asked Prabhupada, why are you talking same thing every day? Prabhupada said, because you are not understanding it, you are not realizing it. Therefore, I have to talk it every day. Srila Prabhupada is actually talked about Sambandha in most of his presentations. It doesn't mean, I am not saying, like, let me make it very clear, it doesn't mean that Prabhupada has not talked about Abhideya and Prayojana. There are many books, Prabhupada has covered everything. In Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he has covered everything. But mostly in his lectures, in his presentation, he has given a lot of stress on Sambandha as well. And Abhideya means the process of devotional service. Although there are many acharyas in our organization, in our movement, specifically few acharyas that I have found are very good in explaining Abhideya Tattva. That means, that is my way of understanding things. So for example, when I was going through a difficult phase in my spiritual life, I consulted books of Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, because that was very good in explaining the Abhideya Tattva, the consciousness of a devotee. You know, how a devotee actually faces the challenges and overcome them. So that was my particular, inclination toward his books. Presently, I am reading Kadamkananda Maharaj. So again, on Abhideya, in the process of devotional service, in the right consciousness while performing devotional service, how to maintain it, what exactly right consciousness is. So he has talked a lot about all those subject matter. Prabhupada being the founder acharya of the movement, he has stressed mostly on Sambandha Gyan. That is what I felt. Other devotees like these exalted personalities, because they have lived in the movement for many years and they have personally seen the struggles of the devotees, and therefore they know what exact points need to be addressed so that devotees become fixed up in their practice of Krishna consciousness. So they have actually particularly touched those points. I have read so many books, transforming lust into love, and different reflection series, begging, the beggar series. Bhakti Maharaj has written multiple books. So it helps a practicing, struggling devotee to continue his journey of Krishna consciousness. And then comes Prayojana Tattva. Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he talks about Prayojana Tattva mostly. Prayojana Tattva means Krishna Prem. Prayojana Tattva means how Srimati Radharani and Krishna, they are interacting. Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give Krishna Prem. How Lord Krishna has transformed into Jagannath, feelings, pangs of separation from his devotees. So all those intricacies and apparently difficult topics are being covered by Gaur Govinda Maharaj in his presentations. So All the three things are important. Sambandha is important, Abhidheya is important, and Pirojana is important. But what I felt, there can be n number of glorification to Gaura Govinda Maharaj, that he has constructed a temple, he has preached in Odisha, he has translated books, fine. It's all great. But his greatest contribution to our movement is he has given, he has sufficiently, elaborately, explained the Prayojana Tattva to our devotees. There was a phase in ISKCON when people, and today also, many people, they challenge ISKCON, saying that you always talk about body and soul and nothing higher and deeper. It's a big challenge that people put on our organization, because they are unaware of the jewels given by Gaur Govinda Maharaj. So therefore, my what we call the thesis that I am trying to cover up, and the introductory session that we have covered today, will be continuing the series, 7-8 sessions. So my presentation will always goes to like how what Gaur Govind Maharaj has taught, and correlating with the Prabhupada books where Prabhupada has talked all these things, and what Chaitanya Charitamrita, going deeper into all those concepts that we have learned from him. Being in Odisha culture, the songs of Jayadev Goswami and other deep intricacies topics have been covered. So in this thesis, I will try to cover all those points. So that's the purpose of this presentation. Because after I gave a presentation in Bhaktivedanta manner, few devotees came to me and they asked that, what exactly is, people are unaware what is Prayojana, what exactly our goal is, what is our goal of Krishna consciousness. What is the goal of Gaudiya Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnavism? What is Krishna Prem? How you will define it? What is love for Krishna? It's a very abstract term. What exactly is Krishna Prem? This is theory. See, this is these are the things that we need to understand. What is Krishna Prem? Aditya, what is Krishna Prem? Fine, but what exactly that Krishna Prem is? What exactly we are aspiring for? Huh? Are we aspiring for liberation? Are you clear about it? No, we are not. We are not aspiring for liberation. So in this presentation, I will be covering all those points. What is prema? What is our understanding of prema? What our acharyas have actually explained. Many people, especially after this social media outburst, people are so confused about Prayojana. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll show that verse. Priti na javat mai vasudeve. This is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. Evam mana karma vasam prayukte avidya atmani upadhiyamane प्रीतिर्न यावन्मयि वासुदेवे न मुच्यते देहयोगेन तावत्. So प्रीतिर्न यावन्मयि वासुदेव, until and unless we develop preeti, prema for Lord Vasudev, we cannot get rid of this body and bodily conception of life. So what is this preeti? Jiva Goswami has written an entire book on it. Preeti Sandarbha. There are Shad Sandarbha, out of which there is a book called Preeti Sandarbha. What exactly is Preeti? What is Prema? Why I am telling? Because at certain point of time, when in our movement, I don't know how much you will be able to relate it, but I don't know how much Atul is going to relate, because it's a kind of a advanced topic that we are discussing. See, at certain point, initially in our see, when you'll see Krishna consciousness movement, how it is spreading, at certain point we are so much passionate about preaching and making devotees. Go out for book distribution, make devotees. Go out for Sankirtan, make devotees. You know, मॉर्निंग आई सी देम जूम पे आए नहीं है भैया, जब के लिए आए नहीं, हरि हरि बोल, जब के लिए आए नहीं, आज क्या बात है, क्यों नहीं आए? टू मेक पीपल चैंट आई आओ आओ, फॉलो एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट दैट इज that with that particular instant you cannot continue lifelong. That is at certain stage that is important, that is required, and it is always required to get new people into Krishna consciousness. But then where to take them and where to take ourselves? What is my plan for becoming Krishna conscious, say 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? So each and every devotee should have two plans. One is called the external plan, another is called the internal plan. External plan is to launch 7-dimensional theater by Rath Yatra 2026. Hari bol. So that is the external plan. Okay. So that is the external plan. To make, say, 100 bases around Bhubaneswar. It can be a plan, it should be a plan. Or to, this year I had planned for covering United Kingdom, America, Australia and Africa. So 2 already I have covered, 2 are more left. I have already applied for Australian visa. So this can be a plan. Or I have written so many plans. Would like to see my plans? So what we call, this is goals and targets for 2026, and it's all what we call so many targets and goals. Distribute 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam every month. 4 months have already passed, not a single set distributed. 5 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita every month. 4 months have already passed, not a single distributed. Prabhupada Lilamrita said I have gifted 2 or 3 at least. Institutional and youth outreach. Establish a youth preaching center near AIMS. Yeah, Radheshyam. Making IIT Govindas profitable. बंदी हो गया. Profitable तो छोड़ो, बंदी हो गया. Approximately 10 house programs every month. Preaching, inspiring, strengthen this congregation, grihastha preaching. So many. Donor care, spiritual nurturing system, national international preaching, yatras and pilgrimage, projects and initiative, Sankirtan and media outreach, VIP cultivation and outreach, administration systems, interfaith and social engagement, communication, outreach and fundraising systems, preaching engagement and global cultivation, so many things. ये हमारा डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, preacher assistance tool आधे में रह गया. Anyway, so these are all called reading and mentorship clusters. 2-3 तो चल रहे हैं कम से कम भगवान की कृपा से, आप लोग का सहयोग से चल रहे हैं. ये तो वो भी 20-30 बनाने थे, लेकिन अभी 2-3 ही बने, 0 1 काट देते हैं. So these are called, है ना, प्रोफेशनल, इंस्टीट्यूशनल, कॉर्पोरेट आउटरीच. कुछ किया, 1-2 प्रोग्राम किया, ज्यादा नहीं कर पाए. एनीवे, सो द पॉइंट इज, ये आज हम लोग शुरू करने वाले हैं पिलग्रिमेज डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म यात्रा सर्विसेज. हम लोग वेबसाइट बना रहे हैं जगन्नाथपुरी की. एनीवे, so there are so many things to develop. So these are called external plans, external achievements for the movement. So we should have that also, but then at the same time we should have internal goals as well. That what I need to develop, what is my ultimate goal, remote goal and immediate goal for my internal cultivation. So these 2 things should go hand in hand. The external goals does not define our Krishna consciousness. It's not that if I have achieved all those things then I am a pure devotee. It doesn't mean like that. This is all professional, what we call, professional approach within the Krishna consciousness movement. If I am quite professional, I am quite dynamic, I can get all these things done. But to purify my heart and develop my sadhana and develop my goal, means internal mood. So that's a different kind of engagement altogether. So each and every devotee should have external goals, and one must also have internal goals, and we should always what we call try to find out that how far I have achieved them. So it's a journey. So in this particular seminar, I will try to cover uh, these aspects also, and I also try to cover what Gaur Govind Maharaj has actually taught about Krishna Prema. What is the simplest definition of Krishna Prema that we can actually aspire for, at least within this lifetime? And we can also will also study the check and balance system, where we are heading, and we'll also study the how far we have gone to that particular level. The other day I was discussing this concept of conjugal mellow. I guess we were discussing, you were there, you were also there. In two separate forums I was discussing. So I'll be covering all those things in this seminar. So it will be a kind of a what we call a journey, internal and external journey. So this is what we are going to cover. So I'll be referring to a few books by Gaur Govind Maharaj like Embankment of Separation, Mathura Meets Vrindavan. We'll be referring to Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Understand, today we were at Jagannath Puri. Yesterday we were at Jagannath Puri, yesterday night. I'll just conclude by one important thing. So I spoke to the group of devotees who came from Uttarakhand. So there are four Purusharthas. What are four Purusharthas? Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha. Generally people consider that when we perform dharma, from performing dharma we'll get the Artha. And therefore people perform Punya Karmas, because Punya Karma brings Artha in the longer sense. And most of the people go to Tirtha Yatra for what purpose? For dharma, for Punya. And with that Punya and dharma comes Artha. And when you have Artha, then you can easily satisfy your Kam, your desires. And when even after satisfying your desire you are still frustrated, then you aspire for moksha, liberation. So people go to Tirtha for four purposes: dharma, artha, kama and moksha. But the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't approach Dham with these four aspirations. Neither for dharma, neither for artha, nor for kama and nor for moksha. Our aspiration is Pancham Purusharth, Prema Pamartho Mahan. So how to see Jagannath Puri and how to see Lord Jagannath from the vision of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the whole purpose of our thesis that we are studying and discussing. That is what exactly Gaudiya Vaishnavism is. How Gaudiya Vaishnavism is different from Shri Vaishnavism. How is it different? How Gaudiya Vaishnavism is different from the Vaishnavism that is prevalent in Rajasthan, the Pushti Margi Vaishnavism. How Gaudiya Vaishnavism is different from Ramanandi Vaishnavism. These are the subject matter to be discussed. Chaitanya Charitamrita covers all these things. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, how he enlightened the devotees of Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. What is our mood? What is their mood? It's not comparison, it's about how to understand what exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering us. What is Gaudiya Vaishnava theology? Presently our preaching goes in certain direction. Our preaching at present is in higher sense when we are doing mass outreach. Our goal is to bring a person on the standard of human being. You follow for regulatory principle, you chant the holy name, lead a pious life, have some sattva guna. So that is meant for bringing people in general to at least on the mode of sattva guna, at least on the humanly platform. They are on animalistic platform. But that is mass preaching. But the smaller sanghas are for what purpose? To cultivate the mood that has been imparted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These things we cannot discuss in public. Nobody will be able to appreciate it. But these are the things that we can actually culminate in our smaller sanghas. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is offering and how it is different from what other Vaishnava Sampradayas are offering. At least we must know, we are Gaudiya Vaishnava, we are ISKCON devotees. What exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offering us? So and you know what, interestingly, I have tried to discuss this with many senior devotees sometimes. And the answer we get, you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, everything will be revealed. Ares, I said, you reveal it to us. But many devotees are not clear about what exactly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. So until unless we read Chaitanya Charitamrita in depth, and if we will not discuss it deeply, these things will not become clear to us. Tomorrow we are going to Tibet. Now, this is a place, means they'll find some Buddhist monasteries. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, there was a discussion with, there was a debate with Buddhists. The entire chapter has been given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated Buddhist philosophy? What is Buddhist philosophy? What is Jainism philosophy? What is Mayavad philosophy? So many things are there to learn and deeply recall. So this is the time when we can, this is the, what we call, for me at least, this is a homework. In due course of writing my thesis, I will be meditating. It's an opportunity for me to meditate upon the treasures that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has gifted to us, the pearls that he has brought for us. And this is very important for devotees of, especially Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees. There is a devotee, Garuda Prabhu. I heard his podcast. He's a Prabhupada disciple. He said that Prabhupada wanted devotees to pursue higher studies. So he initially pursued in California University, and then his Bhakta leader said, "No, you go to Harvard." And then he went to Harvard, and then he studied there. And then when he was applying for his PhD thesis, so his mentor told, he was telling in his podcast that what is the what something like, he said that all the world philosophies have their, what we call, epitome, or what we crest jewel essence, the mysticism. You know what is mysticism? For example, Islamic philosophy, they have highest mysticism, means soul and in the Lord and their union. Christianity also have that kind of highest, what we call, um, the union of soul and spirit, super soul, just like a lover and a beloved. There, in each and every philosophy, theology, there you'll find something. This kind of theology is the highest of all. And the question is, what is the root of all those philosophies? From where it is coming up? Yeah? Meeting of soul and the super soul and the union of love. All the world philosophies somewhere are talking about that particular concept. They are taking to that particular concept. But which particular theology has, from where this concept has been taken? समझ आ रहा है प्रश्न? समझ आ रहा है क्या सब प्रश्न? किस पूरे विश्व के दर्शन में आप कहीं पे भी जाइए, कोई भी आध्यात्मिक दर्शन होता है, फिलॉसफी होती है, उसका अल्टीमेट एपिटोम क्या होता है? कि भगवान और जीव में प्रेम का संबंध बैठ रहा है. चलो मैं इसको सरल तो, प्रेम का नृत्य चल रहा है. ये कहां से लिया गया कॉन्सेप्ट? सनातन धर्म में कहां से लिया गया है? प्रेम का नृत्य चल रहा है. हाँ, दुनिया के सारे, ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, ऑल द फिलोसफीज, ऑल द दर्शन, their epitome, their climax, their crest jewel has come from Rasa Panchadhyay of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is the होल फिलॉसफी ऑफ चैतन्य महाप्रभु, गौड़ीय वैष्णविज्म। समझ रहे हैं इसको, चीज को समझिए। दुनिया में जितने धर्म हैं, अगर उस धर्म के जो सबसे एग्जॉल्टेड लोग हैं, ये थर्ड क्लास के नमूनों की बात नहीं हो रही है, किसी भी धर्म के एग्जॉल्टेड जिन्होंने अपने धर्म की साधना को प्रखर कर लिया है, उनका लास्ट कंक्लूजन पूछे तो क्या है कि भगवान और भक्त प्रेम के नृत्य में एक साथ नाच रहे हैं। वो प्रेम का नृत्य का बेसिस क्या है? श्रीमद् भागवतम का 10वें अध्याय का रास पंचाध्याय। और चैतन्य महाप्रभु की सारा सिद्धांत और फिलॉसफी कहां पे आधारित है? उसी के ऊपर आधारित है। चैतन्य महाप्रभु का सारा सिद्धांत वहां पे है। कैसे है वो हम समझेंगे। मैंने एग्जांपल भी दिया था, याद है एग्जांपल? तुम मायापुर गए थे हमारे साथ, तुम एग्जांपल भूल गए? चैतन्य महाप्रभु, भगवान कृष्ण, लॉर्ड कृष्णा is dancing with the gopis in Rasa Leela, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing Sankirtan with his devotee in Shrivas Angan. So how this is correlated? Just like Lage Raho Munna Bhai and Munna Bhai MBBS. Same personalities, but two different circumstances altogether. Same thing. ऐसे ही होता चैतन्य महाप्रभु का जो रासलीला, चैतन्य महाप्रभु का जो संकीर्तन लीला है और भगवान कृष्ण की रासलीला है, वो ऐसे इस तरीके से कोरिलेटेड है। एंड दैट इज द हाईएस्ट ऑफ ऑल थियोलॉजीज। So Garuda Prabhu said that my mentor told me, do you know someone who has did PhD on this or complete proposed a thesis on this particular section of the Sanatan Dharma? He said, हाँ बहुत सारे, we'll find out. बोले मैं दुनिया की सारी बड़ी बड़ी लाइब्रेरीज में सर्च किया, 1 महीना पूरा सर्च करने का कंक्लूड किया, किसी ने भी इसके ऊपर काम नहीं किया है। चैतन्य वैष्णविज्म जो कि लिया गया है भगवान कृष्ण का रासा नृत्य से, और जो कि आधार है सभी धर्मों के फिलॉसफी के क्लाइमेक्स का, उसके ऊपर कोई स्कॉलरली वर्क नहीं किया गया है। So his mentor told, you have to do this work. And it was a time when in ISKCON these discussions were banned practically. You cannot open Rasa Leela chapters. He was telling in his podcast. So these are the things that we need to actually discover in going deep. So this is the opportunity for us to, so this is an opportunity for me to at least cover up all those Chaitanya Charitamrita concepts correlating with the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vaishnava literatures, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught and how he has, discussed with different philosophies and established the Siddhanta, and what's the, crest jewel of Vaishnava theology. So we are going to discuss all these things. Hare Krishna. So time is up. Any question, 1 or 2 question or comment, something? Atul, could you relate what I am talking? Little complicated, little mystical, but as we'll go deeper and deeper into our concepts, we'll be able to relate it. And yesterday I told something certain. Yesterday you could understand what I told. It was difficult to understand. Very simple. So like that we'll go. Gupta ji, could you understand what? One point you need to tell. What exactly you could get from today's presentation? What? And what is that? What is that? हो गया? होगा। स्टार्ट हुआ है। ठीक है। हाँ। Really? Are we ready for it? Even we are not on the platform of aspiration. Aspiration is also a difficult thing for us. Our acharyas have taught that also, how much to aspire, what to aspire and what not to aspire. Because to aspire, first we need to perspire.
Sometimes this Melo or Rasa Prema goes bouncer.
Yes.
How to?
Is it your question?
Yes.
So that will be that this workshop will actually going to tell us. At least I remember when I gave the session in minutes, two devotees came to me and then said, Prabhu, what exactly prayojana is? Are we aspiring for a siddha deha? मैंने कहा प्रभु थोड़ा नीचे उतरिए थोड़ा नीचे उतरिए Why? Because these are the topics that are very what we call क्या बोलते हैं बड़ा चलते हैं ना मार्केट में भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु टॉक्स अबाउट प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस वो हमारे स्टेप वो हम पढ़ेंगे तो हमारे ऊपर बाउंस हो जाएगा फिर ये सब टॉपिक तो और ही बाउंस हो जाएंगे इसका उद्देश्य हमारे हमारे सेमिनार का उद्देश्य कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बातें करना नहीं है हमारे सेमिनार का उद्देश्य है चैतन्य महाप्रभु की फिलॉसफी को सरल शब्दों में समझना समझ रहे हैं मेरा जो अगर मैं उसको कंपाइल करूंगा तो उसका उद्देश्य है कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु की फिलॉसफी को जिसको गौर गोविंद महाराज ने श्रील प्रभुपाद ने अपने पुस्तकों के माध्यम से समझाया है तो सरल शब्दों में प्रेजेंट करें कि हम सरल शब्दों में उसको समझ पाए कल मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन दिया कठिन लगा समझना कल मैं कृष्ण प्रेम समझा दिया था एटलीस्ट समझने की दृष्टि से समझ आ गया था हमको मैंने कई बार आपके लेक्चर में यहाँ बोला हुआ है तो दो एग्जाम्पल दिए थे कौन कौन से एग्जाम्पल नहीं कृष्ण प्रेम के दो एग्जाम्पल दिए थे कौन कौन से एग्जाम्पल हैं हाँ और पागल आदमी और अरे क्या कहो तुम लोग जैसे एक युवक युवती के प्रति और युवती युवक के प्रति स्वाभाविक रूप से आकर्षित रहती है और जैसे एक व्यापारी आदमी नोट गिनने के प्रति स्वाभाविक रूप से आकर्षित रहता है तो फिर व्यापारी नहीं बन पाओगे ये एग्जाम्पल याद नहीं होंगे तो वैसे है भगवान मेरा मन आपके प्रति लगे ये है प्रेम की डेफिनेशन बहुत कोई कठिन डेफिनेशन नहीं है समझ रहे हैं कोई कठिन डेफिनेशन है नहीं कि जो समझ ही ना आए ये सरल डेफिनेशन है रामचरितमानस का लास्ट श्लोक हम देख लास्ट दोहा देखिए ये देखिए चले जाओ हमारा खत्म हो गया हाँ ये देखिए मेरे साथ दोहराइएगा इस लाइन को मौसम दीन दीन हित तुम समान रघुबीर अस विचारी रघुवंश मणि हरहु विषम भव भी पढ़ो उसका अनुवाद पढ़ो हे रघुवीर पढ़ो श्योर श्योर हो आर यू श्योर तुम्हारे समान कोई दीन नहीं है नहीं है दीन क्या होता है 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 श्योर, कोई तो पूछ रहे हैं। हाँ, हे रघुवीर मेरे समान कोई दीन नहीं है। दीन मतलब पतित, लोअर देन द लोएस्ट। है कोई तुम्हारे समान, तुमसे ज्यादा है? है मौसम पतित प्रभु ना पाई वे यार, गीत में गाते हैं ना। अरे कम से कम थियोरिटिकली तो मान लेना चाहिए कि हमसे ज्यादा कोई दीन नहीं है। हे रघुवीर मेरे समान कोई दीन नहीं है। अच्छा, और
आपके समान कोई दीनों के हित करने वाला है।
और आपके समान कोई दीनों का हित करने वाला नहीं है क्या? हाँ? ऐसा विचार कर हे रघुवंश शिरोमणि मेरे जन्म मरण के भयानक दुख का हरण कर लीजिए। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट लाइन देखिए, और पावरफुल लाइन। काम ही नारी पियारी जिमी, लोभ ही प्रिय जिमी दाम, तिमि रघुनाथ निरंतर प्रिय, लागहु मोहि राम। यह है प्रयोजन तत्व। कोई पूछे प्रयोजन क्या है, जिंदगी का लक्ष्य क्या है? प्रेम तत्व जो बाउंसर जा रहा है भैया, ये रहा गोल। गोल क्या है? ये गया। क्या गोल है? जैसे 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 विवेक को है पढ़ो पढ़ो, क्या? जैसे
कामी को स्त्री प्रिय लगती है और लोभी को जैसे धन प्यारा लगता है, वैसे ही हे रघुवीर जी, हे राम जी, आप निरंतर मुझे प्रिय लगिए।
बस समझ आ गया? क्या समझ आया? गोल ऑफ लाइफ क्या है? प्रयोजन तत्व क्या है? व्हाट इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ? दिस इज द गोल ऑफ लाइफ। कठिन है समझना? बाउंसर है क्या? अभी अभी कोई आपको कितना भी बोल दे, आप प्रभु यू आर एन एग्जॉल्टेड डिवोटी, यू आर कॉन्स्टेंटली एंगेज इन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, आई एम सो फॉलन बट यू आर सो एग्जॉल्टेड, यू आर सो ग्रेट। ये है आपका क्या मापदंड। है सीताराम जी, राम शरण जी, देखिए ये है गोल, मापदंड। हमारी भक्ति का मापदंड ये है। क्या है मापदंड? क्या है मापदंड? लगते हैं क्या उतने अच्छे? बस। तो अब कितना दूर है, समझ रहे हैं? जैसे लोभी को धन प्यारा है, सीजन फेस्टिवल ने पहले मैं 15,000 रुपये दिया, उनने 7,000 रुपये बचा के मुझे वापस दे दिए, मैंने वापस रख लिया। वापस नहीं दिया मैंने उनको। होने दो यार, सच्चाई सच्चाई है तो क्या कर सकते हैं। जैसे कामी, प्रसाद दे दो ना उस बच्ची को। अच्छा अच्छा, तो जैसे कामी को स्त्री प्रिय लगती है, जैसे लोभी को धन प्यारा लगता है। गुप्ता जी कहाँ गए? लोभी को धन कहाँ गया? अकाउंट मैनेजर। वैसे ही हे रघुनाथ जी, हे राम जी, आप मुझे निरंतर प्रिय लगिए। ये है हमारा मापदंड। जिस दिन ये मापदंड स्थापित हो जाएगा तो समझ लीजिएगा आध्यात्मिक जीवन में हमने उन्नति करी। ये हमारा गोल है। हमारे चैंटिंग का गोल क्या है, हियरिंग का गोल क्या है, साधु संघ का गोल क्या है? ये गोल है ये? समझ आ रहा है? ये गोल सरल है, गोल की अचीव करना ही कठिन है। हैं? जन्म जन्मांतर लग जाते हैं इस गोल में पहुंचने में। हरे कृष्ण, समझ रहे? कितना कठिन गोल है। इसी को संस्कृत में क्या बोला गया है? युवती नाम यथा योनि। कहाँ गया श्लोक? कहाँ गया वो श्लोक भाई? हाँ युवतीनां यथा यूनी यूनां च युवतौ यथा मनो अभिरमते तद्वन् मनो मे रमतां त्वयि। पढ़ो उसका ट्रांसलेशन पढ़ो उज्जवल और उसको पढ़ने दो।
The minds of young girls take pleasure in thinking of young boys, and those of young boys take pleasure in thinking of young girls. May my mind take pleasure in you.
ये है हमारा गोल। कठिन है सरल है? हैं? बहुत डिफिकल्ट है भैया, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। दिस गोल इज एक्चुअली वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू, इस गोल को प्राप्त करना बहुत कठिन है, बहुत कठिन। यही क्या है? दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रीति न जावत मई वासुदेव। प्रीति शब्द का व्याख्या आचार्यों ने ये की है कि जब तक कोई बोले कि आप कितने, आप तो निश्चित भगवत धाम जा रहे हैं, तो उसका स्टैंडर्ड क्या है? प्रीति न जावत मई वासुदेवे नाम उच्चते देह योगी। ये शरीर का बंधन नहीं छूटेगा जब तक प्रीति नहीं होगी, तब तक भगवत धाम नहीं जा रहे हैं हम। और प्रीति की डेफिनेशन क्या है? ये है। कोई अगर किसी को मन में भ्रम हो कि मैं महान भक्त हूं, हम में से कोई महान भक्त है, तो भैया ये डेफिनेशन देख लो और जमीन पे उतरो। थोड़ा उतरो। समझ रहे? किसी के जन्मदिन के दिन कोई ग्लोरिफिकेशन होता है। कल हुआ था क्या आदित्य ग्लोरिफिकेशन? आपको कहाँ पहुंचा दिए थे भक्त लोग? कहाँ पहुंचा दिए थे? जहां भी पहुंचाए हो, है ना। जब आपको कोई कहाँ भी पहुंचाए, कृपया करके उतर के यहीं पे आए। समझ रहे हैं? कोई कहीं पे भी पहुंचा दिया जा सकते हैं, लेकिन दिस इज द गोल।
कोई कहीं भी पहुंचा दिया जा सकता
इसी सेंटेंस को समझने के लिए अभी हम पूरा, जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस सेंटेंस, युवतीनाम यथा यूनी यूनाम च युवतौ यथा, just to understand this sentence, we'll read entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, we'll read all books by our Acharya just to understand this sentence, just to aspire for this kind of love. That's the goal. मजा आएगा आप लोगों को, चिंता मत करिए। हरे कृष्णा।